Time's up. Let's do this.
We're in for a wild night.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 267 of Born to be Wild, a wild Hearthstone podcast where we have fun, hanging out with friends, talking about the wild format of Hearthstone, and spotlighting members of the wild community. I'm your host, Hydralisk. It's great to be back on this wonderful evening here in beautiful British Columbia. I'm joined by my fellow host, Schmoopiedady.
Hello.
For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome aboard. We record this podcast live every Friday evening at twitch.tv/borntobewildhs. And the video version of this podcast is then posted to YouTube shortly thereafter. Audio versions are also distributed to all podcast apps. However you are watching, listening, or absorbing via osmosis this podcast today, thank you. Yes, you.
Content plug. Schmoopiedady. Before we get into the main topic of the show tonight, I'd like to say a quick thank you to the patrons of our show. Your support means the world to us. If you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, and comment on this video on YouTube. Another simple way to support the show is to leave a review on your podcast platform of choice. If you're watching live on Twitch, we've got some awesome emotes that you can unlock by subscribing to the channel. This is free if you use Amazon Prime. Finally, if you'd like to support the show financially, you can join our Patreon for as little as $1 per month. We have some channels in the Discord that you can unlock by subscribing to the Patreon, where you can see the show coming together each week. Check it out. If you'd like to interact with us personally, please join our Discord, a free and amazing online community of friends from all across the world who love talking about wild Hearthstone. Links to all this stuff and more, including our merch, can be found on our website, which is www.borntobewildhs.com. Hydralisk, how's your week?
My week was really good. Oh my gosh. So I thought I was going to finish Sleeping Beauties by Stephen King and Owen King. I had mentioned this last podcast that I was getting pretty close, but what happened was I have this taken out from the library app.
Right.
And it's an audio book from the library app. And I was like 8 hours away from finishing, and I didn't finish in time.
No,
I
the
had
dwarves
to
took
return it. I know. It's just someone else needed to listen, unfortunately. But
wait, no, that's a different.
The funny thing is,
sorry,
we're off to work we go.
Yeah, I always mess up Snow White and Sleeping Beauty. Just there's sleeping involved. It's
dude,
fun.
the whole I know, me too. They refer to Sleeping Beauty a lot in this book. It's really good. The funny thing is, I have the physical copy of this book, so I think I'll just finish the last 150 pages. Like, it's one of those chonkers, right? It's like 700-800 pages, something like that. I think I'll just finish the last 150 so pages, if that would be my estimate of what's left. Just the old way, right?
Do you get nervous getting towards the end of it, where you're just like, wait, if I go too far, I'm gonna see spoilers. Wait, if I go too far, I'm gonna see spoilers. So you have to creep up to the spot you're at.
Oh, well, that's funny because I don't know what page I'm gonna be on. I actually asked ChatGPT. I said I'm at this timestamp in the book, right? This is where I am in the audiobook. Can you tell me approximately what page I'm on? And it did give me an estimate, which is pretty neat. And it asked me a couple questions about some characters and things. Yeah. It asked me, I said, without spoilers, can you try to figure out where I am? And it's asked a couple questions, spoiler, non-spoiler questions. It asked me kind of where we were. It tried to figure out where I was, and it's given me a range, and it's pretty decent, the range. It gave me a 50-page range out of a 700-800 page book. So it's kind of funny because you don't want the spoilers, right? They could have to try to figure it out. So anyway, I haven't actually opened up the book, Ari, to see if how correct it is, but I'm sure it's really close. Though I did finish. I mentioned this one I think this is like about a year ago. I said I had started reading Secret Window, Secret Garden by Stephen King. You remember that Johnny Depp movie, Secret Garden?
Stole my
Secret
story.
Window? Yeah. That one. The book I never actually read, and I had started it like a year ago, and for some reason I completely stopped. And I looked and I saw that I had my bookmark in it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I should finish that thing. And it's on my spreadsheet too, and it just says, because I got a spreadsheet for all this stuff, and it says start date, finish date, and the finish date still said to be determined. I'm like, oh my gosh, I never finished that. So, I mean, I've seen the movie, right? But
I was gonna say, I think I saw that movie on a date in high school, like
nice,
like as like a freshman, like yeah. I was heavily chaperoned, right? Like flanked on either side by older sisters. It was an Irish girl, so like, you know, there's like 6 kids in the mix, and like here's little old me, fresh faced me, going to the movies with my belle, and we watched Secret Window.
That's
and it was
awesome.
A good movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed. It's funny because I have like Johnny Depp burned in my, like the image of him burned in my mind. So when I'm reading the
100%.
book, all I could see is him, and it's cool. It's a good thing, right? I like him.
Yeah, the imagery is great.
So yeah,
I didn't realize that was a King story. I had no idea.
It was. Yeah, it totally was. It's part of a collection called 4 Past Midnight that came out in 1990. It's a big volume that has 4 novellas inside it, kind of like Different Seasons, which came out previous to that. It has like Shawshank Redemption and Stand By Me. Like, it's another version of that. It's just one big volume book that it's got 4 books inside it, and this is one of them. Anyways, it's a good read. If you never read it or seen the movie, highly recommend. And then, oh my gosh. So I finished week 5 of my new job and still going strong. I really can't complain. Every time I think I get a little worried, like, am I going too slow? Am I not like I just keep getting complimented when I'm worried that maybe I'm not doing things as fast as they want or whatever, but I keep getting complimented. So I'm going to take that.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Don't look at a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah, exactly. So things are going well there. I mentioned I was playing Mafia. Oh my gosh. Mafia 2. I was supposed to finish this ages ago. I still didn't do that. Hopefully this weekend. The boy's off hanging out with his buds in like Vancouver. Like, I live close to Vancouver, but this weekend he's hanging out with his friends in Vancouver. Like, he's sleeping over. So maybe I'll have some time to finish that game this weekend. But yeah, so I missed last week's episode where you guys talked about the Garona Rogue, Pirate Rogue,
we're doing
right?
pirate stuff. Yeah.
And while I wasn't on the episode, my parents were visiting. I have been playing the deck a pretty decent amount. So it speaks to me, right? You know that I like aggro decks, and you know that I dip my toes into combo. So this was kind of like the ultimate combination of an aggro deck that you can throw in this combo. And I know that you and Sheep talked about it, but like, it's so cool, like how much damage you can actually do if you want to like hold some things back. I don't recommend holding a lot of things back, but depending on what you're playing against,
you could be greedy. 100%. Yeah.
You can. There's some games that I didn't win, but I went toe to toe with the warrior that does like the 125 armor thing on like turn 3 or 4 or whatever. And I went all the way to fatigue with a pirate rogue. Like, I was playing pirate rogue and I went to fatigue. I lost, but like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is happening because I did the Celadrasil thing where, you know, I made them 0 and like I just kept going and it was awesome. And I was doing so, I'm like, no pirate rogue in history has ever been able to like go against a control warrior
Tons of
and
gas.
keep going and going and going. And I just loved it. Anyways, I loved it so much that I decided to craft Shadow Demise and Celadrasil and Corona on EU and Asia.
Wow. Look at you go.
And well, I mean, I had all the other cards basically. I think I had to craft the epics also.
Yeah, it's I was gonna say it's not like a super cheap list because I think the pirate guy, the 3/3s that make your weapon a 3/3 are epics.
That card. Yeah.
It's a little legendary heavy, despite being a pirate deck. Like there are a fair number of legendaries when you count but at least the Fabled's like 3 for 1, right? Like at least you craft Garona, and now the other 2 legendaries are entered into your deck, and it kind of feels like a little bit of a budget. Like it gives you the I don't know. It feels sometimes like you're getting a steal, like a 3 for 1.
Yeah, and so I don't know, like Sheep. I know that you have gone and been playing on some of the other servers recently, but Sheep got the itch and he went on to EU, right? Like last week.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, these guys, I kind of miss it.
Oh no, you relapsed because of us?
I was like, let's just go look. Let's go look. And I got the quest line for my catch-up packs. Nice. And I took screenshots of it all. I'm not going to post everything. I got so many things. It was ridiculous.
They throw so much free stuff at you when you come back.
It was
after
insane.
A deactivated account. It's awesome.
It was like, play 1 game and you get 50 cards. Okay. And then it was like, play 2 games, you get another 50 cards. Okay, right? And there's like, I think it was 3 stages or something, and you get 50
I think that's
catch-up packs for each stage.
New players too. New players get this. New players get the same thing, by the way. When you get in and you start like playing ranked mode, they give you catch-up packs as you're playing ranked mode as well. With that, they give you that quest. So like people who start out in a new account, like you get so much free stuff.
Oh yeah, and then I was unlocking. You were getting different legendaries out of those sets for collecting a certain amount of cards in the set. So you were unlocking other legendaries that you never would have. Anyways, it was like part of the achievement system, right? Like you play, you unlock this many cards from a set, you get a legendary. So like that was happening.
I think those were battle pass cards. So, like, those were, like, cards that were like, oh, you got this golden for playing during this expansion on the Battle Pass, but when the Battle Pass goes away, you have no chance of getting those back. So, they have those in there as achievements so that you have a chance to go get them despite not being around for the event or whatever. They did the same thing with, what were the 2 in not Stormwind, the one after that? There was in United and Stormwind, and then there was Fractured and Alterac. Fractured and Alterac, we had Vandar, and we had the other one that was Drekthar. And so to earn Vandar and Drekthar, I forget if now you have to. I think now you have to like. You get one from the pack, but then in order to get the other one, you have to like win a certain number of games with the other one in the deck. Like you have to play the cards now. Like, but like my point is, my greater point, not to derail your section, is just like they do make these cards achievable with achievements now. Sometimes if like you weren't around for the event, instead of like FOMO being like, oh well, too bad, they still give you a free option to go and get them.
It would be cool if it was a little more publicized, I guess, like of how to do it, because there's always this thing, oh, like jump in and you have to play the Wrath of the Lich King expansion and you get these things, right? Like, you know, like it's almost like tribal knowledge of like how to do things. Be kind of cool if there was more like of these pop-ups.
I think it's
like, you can do.
I think
it's cool when you get it by accident. But
so here's the thing. I remember me being a new player. I always thought it was cool when I found a new unexplored corner of the game and I explored it.
Okay.
And I got something new and free. And so, like, that trained me to play a little bit of everything and to try everything. And, like, I found the old adventures and I was like, wait. I play these and they give me new cards that I could immediately dust and make bad decks with. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. And so that's what I was doing. I was just like, okay, yeah, every adventure. I'll go through every adventure. At one point, I remember seeing the golden pack for like the $1 on Heist solo adventure and being like, I suck. I'm never getting this thing. And the day that I got it, I was just like, yes. But like now I look at like the Book of Mercenaries. I never finished the Book of Mercenaries. I'm like, I don't know. There's some free packs sitting there. I could go get those.
Yeah,
that's a thing I could go do that I could go get. I just know there's some horse crap that I'm gonna have to cut through because those weren't designed ideally. Or the story of Phelan, I never touched that one either.
I've done almost everything. There's something I haven't done. There's one I know, some heroic stuff that I didn't do. Newer things like maybe is it Dalaran? I'd have to go and look, but like I ran out of gas at a certain point on some of the stuff. But like the older ones, I've done most of that. But yeah, no, it's just cool to jump in, unlock the stuff. And the funny thing was, like I was getting very nostalgic over. I was like, oh my gosh, and there's like an event on too, and I'm like doing the event, and I'm like unlocking skins and stuff that I didn't have, and I'm like, oh, I can do so many things. And then like I started thinking, I'm like, this used to take a lot out of your life when you were doing this like full time. But it's cool to jump in, and I will say, so I hopped onto EU, and I hadn't been on EU in a very, very long time. If you remember, I think I quit my multi-server thing, in like 2023 maybe? Is like when I said I was done with it.
Yeah.
And I still had 9x in EU. And I'm like, you didn't like...
No.
I thought I would hop in and be like, all the way down, and I was like, I've got 9x.
No, they don't want that. They don't want that. They want you to keep your star bonus because I think it's like it's more frustrating to players when they come. I think their thinking is like it's more frustrating to players when they come back and they've taken a long break and all of a sudden, oh man, I lost all my progress. So no, if you really want to tank your MMR, like which in a game mode, what you really need to do is just for a couple months in a row, play like 6, 7, 10 games. Don't. I will flip and ban you. I will lose my stuffing. Okay, play like 5 to 10 games and lose all of them. Lose all of them. Don't win a single game, and then just don't play that mode.
Yeah,
I don't know about conceding. Conceding might be fine. Conceding might be fine, but like lose a ton of lose a handful of games. I said
don't concede because they actively put out like a statement at one point saying that you can now report people that were conceding to drop their rank. This is like a year and a half ago.
No, that's horse pucky too, because that if you check the intentionally deranking, if you check the intentionally deranking tab, your complaint about whatever player you are playing actually gets thrown into the bin. It gets just completely tossed out because this is public knowledge at this point. It was trying to snag people who were like rage reporting people. Like they were just like pissed and they were just like, this guy beat me and he PM'd the entire time. And so like they would just like report and they click every box and like full send it. I don't know if anybody looks at the reports anymore anyway. I'll be honest. I don't have any inside knowledge of that one way or another. But like, I don't know. There are some bots that have been around for a long time and it's like,
Anyway, yeah, I've totally lost where the heck I was, but basically been playing on 3 servers just for the last, like 4 or 5 days. that kind of thing. Oh, and I had all the old quests, which was cool.
Nice.
Like my weekly quests and my daily quests were the ones before they refined them. So like instead of play 5 games, it was play 10 ranked games.
That's not nice.
Play or win. And then they had like instead of spend 500 mana, it was spend 650 mana.
Oh, so you had like a little time capsule of like, hey, look how effed up stuff was in the past. Neat.
Yeah. And it's not like they fixed it. You had to do the old ones first. Right. I was like,
oh man,
what? But I did them. I cleared my weeklies on EU and Asia just for fun. I mean, the thing was I was playing the rogue deck, right? The Garona thing. And it was fun. And I had most of the rogue cards anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. And on Asia, I was sitting on a pile of dust anyway. When I say pile, there was like 10,000 dust sitting there. So like it wasn't pile that adjacent. Big of a deal to make it. Yeah, but it was pile adjacent. So I remember I was saving on Asia because I knew something would come my way eventually. And I'd search because I was also dusting things to, get
so you'd
more,
log on
more
and
things.
refund, log on, refund.
Yeah. And I had, oh my gosh, I had all this nostalgia. Like Myra's was in there that I had golden Myra's on EU and on Asia. And I'm like, oh, I miss that card so bad. I didn't dust it. It might come back.
They should buff it. They should not buff it.
They should buff it. They should. Oh yeah,
buff that card. I do not want Mechathune Rogue to come back. No, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, enough about me. Schmoopiedady, how was your week?
I will say this. Did you ever find lethal by giving your opponent's minion that has taunt immune with the 0 mana buff spell?
No, I didn't do that. No.
Because you can't target an immune minion, which means it can't have taunt, which means you could go face through it. And so I have to shout this person out. Because somebody spotted it in one of my videos. And I was a jerk in the comments because I was just like, but some guy, 7,440, you're absolutely right. You can treat that zero mana buff spell as like an additional little sap. So you could, if you have Shadow of Demise, you can throw it on your guy and then throw it on the opponent's taunt, and then go face and get lethal that way. So something to consider for your consideration, because it wasn't part of my thought process whatsoever playing that deck, and I played that deck a lot. We could science that out and see if we can find lethal that way too sometime.
Cool. That is going like in the memory bank right now.
Right. That's one of those things that just sort of like store away for later. Like, oh, that's cool. So here in the States, we had Thanksgiving, which was very funny because before the show,
a lot.
Yeah, Hydra wasn't sure why the NFL schedule was all messed up and why they're playing at funny times and why all his American friends were off on a random Thursday. We in fairness, you got your Thanksgiving with, over and done. When do you guys do it? Like August, July, basically.
So one of those. No, it was like last month.
Okay, all right. Like it's not that far. It's not that far away, but it does feel very early for. It's like beginning. What is it? More seriously, beginning of October. Like what?
More seriously, you cannot ask me about stat holidays because I don't remember any of them. Okay,
fair enough. All right, anyway, so it's Thanksgiving for us, and thus far, it's so funny because I know for my job, because I work with children in a school district. I know, I don't know why, but like they allow this.
I mean, it's part of your job to know them, I guess.
I suppose. Yes, very much so. And, I'm trying to like schedule out when I do certain activities or when I do, when I'm going to start a unit. And then like my school in particular as well, like Monday was a real day. And then Tuesday was a joke because Tuesday I was losing all of my seniors because my school does like a function where like they take them out to lunch and like they do like everybody dressed very formally. Like it's something like it's kind of unique to my district. So like I was going to have maybe half of my classes, like half of my classes would be full. and like some of the juniors were going to skip anyway because like whatever, if the seniors aren't there, I'm skipping anyway. So like so it's like, okay, so it's a ghost town, don't do anything that day because it's not worth it, right? Like I'm only seeing half my populace. I can't meaningfully cover a topic and be like, okay, I expect my whole class to know this, especially with the course that I'm running is so informal that it's like, man, it's like whatever. So then, all right, so then we changed it up some more. So then it's like, okay, so now what about Wednesday? Well, Wednesday was a half day, and I don't even see half my classes. So basically, I worked one day this week, and then I babysitted for the other 2, 1.5, and it hasn't sucked. It hasn't sucked. This has been a better than usual, I would say, Schmoopy family vacation. Schmoopy has kept it together enough that nobody's cried often. And I think daughter is enjoying the fact that she doesn't have to go to preschool for a little bit, and like she enjoys being home on break. She's been to school often enough now. She's enjoying being home on break. So this has been a good break.
Cool.
This is today for the first time ever. We had 4 controllers, and all 4 family members got on Super Smash Brothers and had a melee. It was pretty. It was pretty cool. It was pretty epic. Daughter jumped off the map 5 times because she's 4. Nice job.
Is she playing? What character is she playing?
I think mommy put her on Kirby. So she just sort of floated away. Woo! I won the first one as DK. And then I talked a bunch of smack about how I could beat everybody up with Jigglypuff, and I came in 3rd. Mommy had Schmoopy.
Jigglypuff.
Right.
I hate
and
that
then,
go to sleep, stupid.
Well, I mean, nobody falls for it. Nobody falls for it, for one thing. So you're a noob if you fall for it. But the down B,
That's
B,
what I
if
mean.
you can,
it sucks.
if you can do the down B and you can like KO like if they're at like I think it's like 50, 60 damage and you do the down B and you make contact with that, like GG's, like you can KO them. But I died quickly. So it was down to mommy versus Schmoopy. And mommy's got him at like 200 damage, right?
Ooh.
And she's got like an extra life and she's chilling. I'm like, all right, babe, just smash attack him. And she's not smash attacking him. She's like, shut up, there's a lot of pressure right now. And and he scams a heart piece, so he heals back to full, and he just wipes the floor with her. Like once he has like he's jumping on her backside and doing a back kick and knocking her off the map, and then she's coming down and he's like doing the drill spins, and he's chucking her all over the place, and she's trying to throw him, but she's only doing like the power bomb. She's not doing the back throw, so he's not going anywhere. Right, and she's not using the drill kick, and yeah, so Schmoopy took the 2nd of the family melees, which was quite something. Daughter got bored and tried to yank her 4th controller out of the N64 while we're playing, so we have to contend with that. But yeah, no, and then Schmoopy felt really high on himself, so when he played one-on-one after, with me on Jigglypuff and him on Pikachu, and I only lost 1 life. Over 2 matches. So like we felt better after that. But yeah, no, that's been Thanksgiving break so far as basically me slowly teaching Schmoopy toxic gaming. And
I love it.
And nobody crying.
Oh
and nobody crying that much.
I tried because of you talking about Smash Brothers so much.
Yeah.
So my son, he's 16 going on 17, and his buddies were over. What day was it? They were here so shortly until I had to Uber everyone. Whatever, it was like a week ago. Anyway, they were here, and I was like, they were talking about Smash Bros. I'm like, you guys want to play? And they're like, oh yeah, what's Smash Bros? I was like, we got to play 64. We got to play Smash Brothers 64. And so these are like 16 and 17-year-old dudes, right? And I was like, let's go. Like, I'm ready. And they all backed out. They were all talking game on the phone. They were on their way here, right? And they were like talking all this game, and then when they got here, they wouldn't do it. And I'm like, oh man. Like,
I bring it to my classroom.
These guys' butts. Do you?
I do. For days like the one that we just had, I would bring it to my classroom, and I'd just be like, all right, awesome. Who wants to play? And I'd watch them play for a little bit, like, all right, can I jump in? And then I just wipe them out. And they're like, oh God. Like, oh God. Oh no. No, Mr. Schmoopy, don't do it. And I just go Rambo on them. So like, yeah, that's fun. All right, so that's personal section. As far as Hearthstone goes, I hit Legend on Asia, which makes it the first time I've ever hit Triple Legend. Hooray! That was really fun. It was really funny.
What rank did you get?
Yeah, well, like that's the thing is like it was a 9x climb, right? Something like man, and like the one or two guys that I played that I added are in the thousands. Right, they're already hit Legend. They're in the thousands. I'm like, all right, man. I'm probably gonna land someplace in the thousands. What do you think, chat? Like inside, outside 1,000, and like someone's like, I think 3,200, and some another person's like, I think like rank 500. Right? I got rank 67. I came in at rank 67, which like okay, that's a nice top 100 entry with like the new MMR bug, right? Like that's fine. I get a good win rate against 9x players. Hey, look, I get shot up way up the rank, but the amount of 6-7s that were typed in the chat immediately following the fact that I hit Legend at rank 67, I was banning everybody. Timeouts left and right. I don't want to hear that brain rot crap. In my leisure time,
at work?
Not as much because I work with juniors and seniors, but enough that the more immature ones are like not shy. If I was working with freshmen, it would be like Animal House. I would have to just like I'd have to just get the golf club and just start sending kids places. But no, this was not great. This was not great. It was just a whole like everybody just typing it out in the chat.
How can we piss off Schmoopiedady the most?
Yeah, it was incredible. In fact, it turned into I used it as engagement bait. I made a clip of me hitting Legend and hitting rank 67, and then like the chat going nuts. And I put in the description, do not type, a little short. And I said, do not type 6-7 in chat or you will be banned. And then sure enough, comments are like, 6-7, ban. 6-7, ban. I'm not actually banning people. I'm just responding with ban. But like with no likes for anybody who comments that. But it was just, we were having some fun with it. So that was cool. And I did it with the Rogue. Deck. It wasn't as smooth a climb as I felt like it would be.
Yeah, let's look at these stats.
Yeah, I went.
You got hold on. What, 69 and 38?
Yeah, I mean, I thought I don't know. You got to realize when I hit Legend with Pirate Rogue.
Sorry, Schmoopiedady.
Yes.
Arimorn has said in chat that he doesn't understand what 6-7 means.
Nope.
You don't. That's the point.
No, I know. I get it.
As far as
I know why it exists.
They don't even understand. Okay. They're just saying it. All right.
That's fair. It's like wow, but like even more brain dead than wow.
Or 420.
Whoa, the sex number. All right. So anyway, I hit Legend with like so it's a little. My stats are a little different because there were 2 games I played off stream. So I really hit with like a rank with like 70 and 39. Remember, I hit Legend with Pirate Rogue once with like an 80% win rate in Sunken City. Right? That was like the first time. That was like one of my smoothest climbs ever. Was like,
yeah,
let me come in and I've unironically hit Legend with Pirate Rogue and gotten rank 5. That was my favorite. That was my best climb ever.
Yeah.
And it was also my favorite climb ever because immediately afterwards, about an hour later, my wife hit Legend also on day 1 and got rank 10. And so there is a neat screenshot that I've probably lost to time of like my wife being on the board and me being right below her, like rank 10, rank 11. which was really, really cool. Yeah. The first time we were ever on the leaderboard together. So I had high expectations for this deck. I still think it's a really good deck. I think it's got a lot of burst. I think it's on my short list for stuff I'm going to climb with day one. The one downside to this entire experience is when I then rated later. I rated the next stream with a viewer count of 67 viewers. I don't know how the Zoomers do it. I don't know how they organized the brain rot so perfectly. But yeah, no, it was 6-7s all over the freaking place. And this is episode 267, which feels like a flippin' setup. Everywhere. It's everywhere. You're gonna have the kid's stupid face. You're gonna have to do what I did on a thumbnail and have the kid's stupid face making the face when he's saying it, but like the episode number is covering the face, right? And anyway, so that was quite something, and that was I would say that was my week. Go ahead. Yeah.
I want to say one thing that I think was interesting. So this deck, I wasn't on last episode. I didn't get to say my piece on this thing. Okay. So this deck is it's awesome, and I love that it is versatile. You can play the long game. Now the funny thing is, on Asia and EU, I didn't have the cards right away. But I still had Swordfish Rogue in my card library. Like, it was all queued up, everything, and I didn't know. So you know how you'd like open a bunch of packs right away, and you get a legendary off the bat, and you like there's a chance that you're gonna open Garona. So I didn't want to craft it instantly in case I was gonna open it. So
in case you high rolled,
so I played a bunch of games just with Swordfish Rogue to see if I was gonna open Garona. Dude, I was killing it with regular old Swordfish Rogue, which was hilarious. 9x, but still. Like, the deck actually did interestingly well.
It's been because like a low sample size, decent win rate type deck. Like it hangs around, but it's like perma tier 3, which is a different class compared to this thing, which is like knocking on the door of tier 1, kind of high tier 2-ish. Like, if you just went by pure win rate, you could call it a tier 1 deck. I hate putting decks in the tiers because, like, you put decks in the tiers and all of a sudden, like, oh, my favorite pet deck is not tier 1. Like, it's like, it feels like it's all bummed out. It feels like it's all engagement bait, right? It feels like it's all engagement bait. You can hit legend with a tier 4 deck. Like, if your deck's polarized enough and you're decent at it and you have a good win rate, like you'll be fine, right? Like the tier, ultimately, what tier a deck in doesn't matter. It's how are you doing with the deck. But this deck feels much better than, I'm sure it felt much more consistent, especially when you're not relying on a 2-mana secret passage or a gear shift for draw, and it's just all in my weapon, and it's like, well, I still have toy boat sometimes, but I'm not living and dying on whether or not I draw a toy boat.
Yeah, I just thought it was fun. It was fun just to play the old like Swordfish Rogue, and it was doing quite well, and I was like pretty stoked on it because I just wanted to get there. I wanted to open packs and do everything. And then obviously I crafted this deck, and I was having even more fun because it was new, right?
Right.
But it did well. Also, while I was given the 9-star bonus, I'm pretty sure like they let you keep that, but maybe the like hidden MMR was quite lower because I felt like I was versing garbage. Like, if I had to give it a word, I was like, what are these people playing? Like, if I was like 9x on NA, like, I feel like I'm versing top tier decks, but these 9x decks over on EU and Asia
it's
were
late
not.
in the month too. That's something you got to realize. It's late in the month. People are just playing whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Like, it just seemed off, but I'm okay with that. To be honest, like, playing against like random things you don't expect is better than the complete triangle of top 3 tier decks. But yeah, Is that it for your week, Schmoopiedady?
That is it for my week. I did spend a couple streams playing the decks that are going to be in our discussion topic that are fun and interesting. So we'll get to that. But yeah, no, that's pretty much my week. What was in the news?
Welcome to the news. The news is so good. All right, so in the news this week, oh my goodness. So the fact that we have events that are going on basically nonstop at this point. Like, am I wrong? They're doing them back to back to back. Like, we spoke about this before. Like, the way that Rumble was working is they're just gonna nonstop be doing things. And we spoke about vendors bargain blowout before in, I think it was like 2 episodes ago, just sort of saying what it was going to be, but that is what is active right now. So this is the one where you get, there's 4 different rewards here. And so when you get to 400 XP, you get a random unowned card back, right? And so this is from Years of the Griffin, Hydra, and Wolf. Then you get to the 1200 XP. And this is going to be a random unknown coin cosmetic, right? So Years of Griffin, Hydra, Wolf. And then at 2400, you get Light Hero Skin. I don't know why it's called Light, but Years Griffin, Hydra, Wolf. And then at 4000 XP, you get full hero skins, Years Griffin, Hydra, Wolf. Do you know the difference between light and full? What's the difference between light and full?
I've jokingly said it's the effort. Like, so like the lights are going to be like the really lights are going to be like the, like, you know, you get.
Is an intern
like,
made the light one?
No, the light ones are like, you know, the random ones you get and they come with like 3 packs or 2 packs from the class. And like, they're not super great. They're maybe like, you know, you could buy them for like 500 gold or you could just like pony up and pay the $5 or whatever. Right. And the random and the full hero skins are like a little bit more high end. I don't know. I had 2 golden packs.
They're meaty. They're good.
Yeah. It's whether they have an HP animation and hero tray that makes them full. Well, there you go. So light is just kind of like a cheap one versus full, which full, like, that could be, there's some very interesting skins that could absolutely be on offer then for the full. That could be
actually I'll show those in a second here. Let's go over the quests though that we have to attain these things. So for the weekly quests, this is pretty cool. Basically it's 5, this is a 5-stage thing, right? And the whole thing is going on from what? It's from November 25th to December 3rd. So it started just a couple days ago. And you just have to play 10 games to go through each stage, right? And then if you play ranked games, you get double the points for it. So you only need to play 5 games if you're playing a ranked game. If you win, you get 3 points, right? So it goes up real quick. You can get through these.
Oh, you can turbo through this.
They stop you after like a bit. Like you can't like turbo through it instantly. I found because I was trying to do that.
Tyler Knife is almost at the 4K when I saw her stream today. Like she's at like 38. She's at like 3,800.
I'm at least half with like the 3 accounts, but they stopped me at a certain point. Like I couldn't progress to the next 500. Like they wanted me to wait till the next day.
I mean, well, yeah. I think that's the case. Yes, they do cap the quests, but you can keep making progress if you want to keep making progress. Like, it doesn't stop.
Yeah. Just by playing the games or whatever. But so the weekly quests are pretty easy, really. Like playing 10 games sounds like a lot when you don't have time, but it's only 5. Like I said, if you're playing ranked mode, and it's only Like you get an extra point if you win. So it can be, you can do this in like 3 games kind of thing. If you
somebody was mad you couldn't do it in BGs, and I was like, yeah, all right, sure. But they have their own cosmetic tree. Like they can do, they can do whatever.
That's different. But
other people were also mad that like, why do we always have an event going? And it's like, do you want?
Oh, I know.
Do you not want free stuff? I don't get it.
Like, it's cool to have free things, okay? Like, not a big deal. Then we got the
I don't know.
The daily quests. So you can re-roll these if you don't like them. But it's like play 10 coins. So the play 10 coins one, it's Miracle Rogue. You just play that deck.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
You do that like instantly. I've tried to like, even if I don't have them, I'll try to re-roll and see if I can get it. But they're all quite easy, right? Like, play 75 cards isn't hard because you get extra points for if it's legendary. You get 3+3, so you get 4 points for a legendary card. Epics, you get +2. Rares, you get +1. A lot of these, they're done really easy. And if you feel like you can't accomplish one of the ones you get, re-roll, and you might get something easier. Like, they're all, I would say they're all pretty accomplishable, like quite easily. Like, I've got a pretty busy schedule in my life, and I happen to be able to keep up with these all week on 3 accounts.
Yeah,
so it's going okay. Yeah.
Which some might say it depends on what the goal is, right? Like sometimes they do have requirements that are goals that are like, hey, let's make the players play the game. And like those are going to be a little bit more strict, and like I don't really have a problem when they end up like doing those, as long as they're not those all the time for every event, right? But these seem very manageable compared to some of the ones that have been complained about in the past.
And it's super easy to like. There's been times where it says discover this many cards, and all you do is you just make a hunter deck and you type in discover. And you just put every single discover card in your deck, and you just do that, and you can get it over within like 5 minutes. Like, it's not hard.
I remember being a new player and being like starved for packs, starved for like I was grinding out my 15 wins a day because I wanted my 150 gold or whatever it was, right? Like I was playing a ton of Hearthstone in order to go get every little ounce of value that I could, and now they just throw it at you. Like they really do. It's just like there's always something to do. There's always and it's because like not everybody grew up playing grindy JRPGs like I did, where I'm just like, all right, it's Dragon Warrior, gotta get my character to level 45, and I'm at level 32. Better beat up some slimes for 45 minutes. Like not everybody was built the same way that I was built. Right, my ADD took a different shape in the 90s, so this is a lot more, I think, modern, a little bit better, and helps the free to play experience for sure.
100%. So if you're in the middle of doing this, like, so in our Discord alone, we have people just getting excited about what they've been able to unlock, right? So there's
that's been fun.
Many card backs you can get, coins you can get. So like on the screen here alone, like if you scroll through these, like these alone are the card backs. There is a ridiculous list of what you can get. Like if there's anything that you're missing, and a lot of these are gorgeous. There's so many good ones. And then there's coins. There's There's 10
I had all the
different
coins. I had all the card backs.
Oh, so were you given?
I got 2 golden packs.
I was given. Yeah, I got that too. Just the golden packs, and that's fine. But look at all these hero skins.
I know some of them are
so. They're so good. There's so many of them. There's dozens. I didn't even count how many there are.
My favorite are the. My favorite are the skins where. My favorite are the skins where like people get like classes and or decks that they don't like. So like somebody's like, I dust every druid card and I got this druid skin, and like that particular person is like like mildly annoying in my chat, so I got to say like skill issue. Like there's like it's just it's great for community engagement, being like, oh, take a screenshot of what screenshot you got, and what skin you got, and like turning that into a story. Like I think that's like I think that's only a good thing, you know?
Yeah. No, for sure. There's just so many, and if you don't have any of these, I feel like this might be, I mean, I'm guessing at this point, but like a repeat event that they'll kind of use this as a bit of a filler again in the future. Just guessing, but it's an easy one to do, right?
I think that'd be fantastic.
Hey, like why wouldn't they? Right?
Yeah. I think that'd be really cool. I think it'd be really cool.
Don't want to talk any shade, but like, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, in a nice way to like, I don't know. They have all of this older content that I'm a little bit surprised that they haven't attempted to monetize more aggressively. Like, why isn't it just up in the shop forever? Like, why do we have to do the FOMO thing?
I
feel like it's not.
I have no idea.
I feel like it's not required. I feel like there's so much stuff now that like you could easily just have everything purchasable from whenever, and they could just like print the money and it'd be great. So like this is, if you're not going to do that, this is a great, I guess, like solution to that problem, where it's just like, hey, here's all this content that we've paid somebody to make, and now we can turn it into engagement. Like we can still get some value from it. Instead of just making it available monetarily. I still think they should just make it monetarily available. But you know what? If this is how they want to use their resources, go for it. It's like the old cards they choose to buff for core, right? Like, you've already spent time on these cards. You might as well change something you already have that's seeing zero significant play whatsoever, and maybe make something new and exciting that you can use again and retread, versus like, you know, having to make something completely brand new. I don't know.
I like it. I think it's super cool. And you know what? Like I've understood your thought there about why isn't it in the store? They should just be there. But honestly, it's kind of cool that you can get it for free through these events. I mean, it's going to take a long time. It's going to be have to do a lot of these events for like a few years for you to get this stuff, but you're not spending actually like hard-earned cash to get it. You're just playing the game, and that's more engagement, and you're going to spend money in other ways. You're going to buy card packs, do that kind of thing. So
it's going to look good on a graph for a CEO.
It will. Look, engagement up.
Engagement's up. And nice.
And recycling old content, technically, right? Like, we didn't have to do anything other than create an event. Like, all this art was already here. So I think that's really cool. All right. Well, there was not a lot of news. That was basically it. If you're not already jumping on this event, hop in now. It only lasts for a few, like when does it end? The 3rd, right? So hop in. I mean, that goes till next Wednesday, I believe. So in our discussion topic, we have a post from, oh my gosh, are we going to do this? A post from Reddit?
A post from Reddit. The GOAT, Pyramid Head, an EU player, who posts unusual wild decks. This is not the first time we have featured one of his posts on the podcast, but he has posted unusual wild decks 48 times. 48 times this man has taken things that he's cooked or found or sniffed and seen it on the side of the road and stuck it in a Reddit article anyway, but he tries to do kind of like off-meta, neat stuff. And he tries to present that and says, here's what I got. What do you think? I don't always agree with his card choices, but I have nothing but respect for anybody who puts themselves in front of the populace and says, here's a bunch of deck lists, 8 times. So what I wanted to do when we talked about, like, I did this as part of my stream during the week, and I thought, hey, this could be an interesting discussion, talk about some off-meta stuff. Talk about some interesting options that you might have if you're looking to play some of these decks. We want to start with the even DK.
Let's go straight into the even DK. So the even DK, so like DK in general, received a new unique card, Husk, which increases its survivability and also counters Mechathune.
Okay, so immediately when I looked at this deck list, when I cook even DK, one of the things or DK in general, one of the things I look at is how many 2-mana deal 3s are we packing into here, right? Like how many 2-mana deal 3s are we packing in? Because that's one of the best things that Death Knight does is the early removal into aggro. Stuff like Plague Strike, stuff like Frost Strike, down with the ship. If you squint your eyes really hard, that funny leechy spell, what's it called? I can't see. Oh, I can't see. It's so small. I tried to pump it up.
Oh,
I can't see it.
Which one?
Oh, Infested Breath. Infested Breath, if you squint, it's a 2-mana deal 3 because the leech also sucks away from probably whatever you hit if it had 3 HP. So, like, just basically, like, let's just, like, go ahead. Let's just go ahead and, nuke any of our early aggro. What's neat about this list is once you've gotten that sort of like you've got your early aggro, you've got your 2-mana deal 3s, you've also got lots of ways to make corpses. We've got mining casualties, we've got your early pirate, and just like the hero power in general still makes it pretty good anti-aggro. Husk adds a whole new dimension to it. Husk's other synergy with this deck is when you die, Husk brings you back, but it spends corpses and able to do it. So you come back, possibly spending up to 20 corpses, and that gets into juicing up the climactic necrotic explosion. The game that I won with this deck when I played it for the first time on stream, I discovered them all in Paw and I stuck them all in Paw. So by the time I was finally casting climactic necrotic explosion, I was dealing 17 with it. So we were juicing it up pretty well. We were being pretty competitive with what we've got. The ETC is good. It's got the Pterodax, it's got KJ, and it's got Patchwork for your combo decks. We got a lot of disruption. I think the one card I can kind of quibble with is Reska. I think Reska sucks. I think Reska sucks in literally every DK deck that you could ever play it in. So yeah. When it was good in standard,
it's like the 30th card.
Yeah, when it was good in 40th. Standard, and here's my reason for hating Reska. When it was good in standard, there were Titans, there were starships, there were big swingy minions that dictated the rhythm of the game. And so Reska was meaningful because Reska was like, let me completely flip this game on its head right now. Because like you've got a 2020, no, I've got a 2020. That doesn't happen in Wild. Like modern Wild, that's really not like what we don't. Sure, Astral Communion. Are you going to high roll once in a while? Sure, Astral Communion. You're going to high roll one of your snags, and you're going to steal something important once in a while. Yeah. I don't think even with Astral Communion as popular as it is, and it's dropping in popularity. At one point, it looked like it was like 10% of the meta and going up. It looks like it's going the other way because people realize you can punch it in the face. Reska doesn't get online that quickly to counter a turn 2 Astral Communion. So it really doesn't even, it's really not even good into its best matchup. So I think I would probably cut Reska. I'd probably cut the Sylvanas, the Imbue Sylvanas, and do something else. But I really have very few notes for this deck. This deck seems very, very solid. Mostly all good cards and just like properly built together in a Reno shell. Feels great. I play this unironically off stream. Like I enjoy playing this deck.
Nice. All right. So next we have a Quest Demon Hunter XL. Okay, so Quest DH is Terra bad in standard, but it has a lot of good AoE tools in Wild. And its synergy with Gunslinger Kurtrus allows it to better combat other Reno decks. Glaive Shark and Prison Breaker have performed well in testing. I don't have Throwglaive because I disenchanted it a long time ago, mistakenly thinking it had no futures. So, if you would like, you can swap it out for one of the other cards. That's funny.
So he's 100% right in that Wild, we have a lot of options for 2 AoEs.
Aye.
And each AoE, each instance of damage being committed counts towards the quest. Martian Boo, who is a deck builder who I trust very much, mentioned that when somebody submitted to me for Reno Survivor, they submitted a quest Reno DH, and I'm like, this is unreal that somebody suggested this, and they're like, no, it's a Martian list. And I'm like, Martian, can you believe this guy sent this list competitively? He's like, no, I did like several videos on that list. I actually thought it was pretty good. And it made me pay attention. And so like, yeah, I think like, I don't know, the Mage Hunter's a little weird. Like there are definitely some cards that you could cut here to fit in a Throneglaive if you really want to go that route. But he's right. There's a lot of good AoEs to get like kind of turbo this quest, get it down on turn 5. And then once you get the quest down on turn 5, it's not that hard to go find lethal. And now Gunslinger Kurtrist actually works with the quest. So instead of dealing 2 to minions in the opponent's hand, it's dealing 4. So you could basically obliterate your opponent's hand if you're lucky. Yeah. If you're really greedy and you brand Kurtrist and the quest has been done, like you can kind of obliterate the opponent's hand and they have nothing.
Someone did that to me yesterday.
Unlucky.
By the way.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
So yeah, like
it felt awful.
This is another decent. I thought this was another decent cook. This was another thing like you could play and probably do surprisingly well at, and it's like an off-meta Darling type deck. Again, do I 100% agree with every card in here? No, but like it's playable. It's fine.
All right, so next we have the XL Quest Priest. Let me scroll down to that one. So it just says, my attempt to make the Elemental Priest playable. Why? That's another question. Is this the one I saw you playing?
This is the one you saw me playing, Hydra. What was your impression of watching me play?
That you didn't have an end game and you died.
Yes, we're running Activate the Obelisk for reasons. I'm not 100% sure. I think this was missing several of the key overheal cards, I guess because they weren't elementals.
It's cheap.
Something that wild players can do is we can fixate too much on a package or a theme to our deck and not leave that theme when it means winning the game.
Yeah.
And this felt very
You're a little
much
too
like
tied
that.
to it, right?
I found myself sitting there with literally a 40 health minion. No Bless, no Inner Fire, no Confuse, no anything.
Yeah.
No anything to like mortgage all the health that I had built up on my minions. And then like you were watching, the opponent's Reno Thief Garbo Rogue
full board.
Eventually Reno Lone Rangered me. I had no idea it was a Reno deck.
Yep.
Their deck was just as
we
bad.
Didn't know.
And like I put it on, I'm gonna put it on YouTube. Like it's gonna be one of the it's on YouTube. It's one of the decks that's on YouTube of me sitting there being like, wow, nothing's happening. Wow, nothing's happening. Wow, I can't end this game. Because they were playing Cutlass Rogue, and so they had a Cutlass that was big enough that they were healing up for the amount of damage that I was dealing.
Yeah.
Despite me having like literally Battlegrounds like type crap going on my board, where
it was
everything
insane.
had so much health.
It was, yeah.
So instead of being
And
able to end the
well,
game,
didn't see that coming.
instead of being able to end the game, I just died. I just died to random BS, which is like my least favorite thing to do. So I would say you could play this deck. And it's actually kind of fine. It's actually fairly functional. But maybe cut some of the elementals and put in some lethality, and you're probably good to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gotta have that end game. All right, so next we have Pirate burn lock. So this is a warlock?
Yep, pirate warlock
Pirate
is
deck.
what it has listed there.
Sorry, I think this sound says it all for me. So there's a YouTube click. I'm not gonna click on that. But seriously, this is my version of Burn Warlock, which performed quite well at the highest legend rank. Is this true? Do you think he performed well at the highest legend ranks with a pirate Burnlock?
Here's my suspicion about some shopped Pyramid Head decks. I think some Pyramid Head decks he spends a lot of time on. Like, I think the even Reno DK felt like it had some love in it, right? Like some pet cards here or there, some cards I could quibble with. A lot of love. This conceptually looks awesome. The pirates all look good. The concept is aggro. Why wouldn't we run pirates in Burnlock, right?
I mean, there's not a lot of pirates.
I'll tell you why we're not running pirates in Burnlock. As somebody who has played a lot of Burnlock, especially this month, right? Like, I was playing Burnlock when no one else believed in Burnlock. I was calling it Face Warlock, and everybody was laughing at me that it wasn't a real deck. And now here we are. It is a real deck. It has its own label on Donkey, and it has a pretty decent win rate. The reason why we don't want to do pirates in Burnlock is because it forces you to cross mulligan and mulligan poorly. The card that you really need in Burnlock from jump is Sketch Artist. You really need Sketch Artist. You really, really need Sketch Artist. And in order to fit all the cards you want to fit, my man also cut Cursed Catacombs, which I'm just noticing now, and is actually triggering me pretty hard. So you don't want to cut Cursed Catacombs. That seems like a bad place to start. You don't want to run pirates, because if I'm running pirates, I want to keep Treasure Distributor and Parachute Brigand and maybe Shadowblade Slinger if I know my matchup, or Hosen, but that means I'm not getting Sketch Artist. So the one game that I actually played this, I played it into a Burnlock mirror, and I died.
Yeah.
Because they were running Hellfire and I wasn't.
Oh, no.
And they were roping because they were drunk. And I know because they're friends on my friends list and also visit my streams. And they're like, sorry, I'm wasted. I forgot I was playing the game. So I got my butt kicked. It was not Millsy. Millsy doesn't cue into me. He just watches me. Hi, RJ. How's it going? I don't even like RJ's build. But you know what? RJ's build was better than this one. We don't do pirates in Burnlock. I also don't like the 2 Coyotes. I think 2 Coyotes... I think going over the more board-based, with you're going pirates and you're flooding the board, having 2 DVS Coyotes, it kind of makes sense.
I don't think there's enough pirates in this list to make it pirate worthy. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's like it kind of reminds me of something that Glare used to play like early in the month and do fairly well and hit legend with. Like, I could see it being like kind of okay. I don't want to play a 50-50 with Devious Coyote and Soul Barrage with Expired Merchant. I don't want to do that. And this list is forcing me to do that, because there's exactly as many Soul Barrages as Devious Coyotes. The Burnlock list that I would peddle right now runs 1 Devious Coyote, because it looks really good in a mulligan win rate. So, like, if you have Tachyon Barrage and Devious Coyote, keep the Devious Coyote. You're getting that sucker out of there, right? Like, you're getting a 5-3 on turn 1. It's great with the coin. You know, turn 2 if it's not with the coin. But you really want Sketch Artist in your mulligan, and I think going pirates means that we don't do that. To top it off, we don't have Cursed Catacombs. To top it off, we have Ship's Cannon, and then we definitely don't run enough pirates to justify Ship's Cannon. So if
that's the thing. I love Cannon, but
if I were to do anything, I'd cut Ship's Cannon. I'd put the Cursed Catacombs in there, and honestly, I think missing Hellfire to blow up your own merchant is a big deal. Especially in this meta, or especially in the meta where people had discard Warlock in the front of their mind, and ways to silence and or remove the Expired Merchant with Soul Barrages in it. It was a death sentence in a lot of cases if you just tempoed out Merchant on 2, because people had ways to silence it, remove it, whatever. on subsequent turns if you didn't kill it yourself. So as dumb as it sounds, for us to run stuff like Sizzlers and Leper Gnomes, we're blowing up our board a lot of times anyway, because we got to get to the merchant to get to the soul barrages so that we could do our silly stuff. And we're only running one Soulfire. I know that Soulfire discards Soulfire. It's a shortcoming up. I think it's hard-coded sometimes. But like you don't have the crazy burst turns with only one Soulfire. You really do need to match the consistency. So this deck list is a miss for me. And yes, Burnlock is doing very well at High Legend. It's performing very well. It dumpsters Hostage Mage pretty well. This list will not. So I would not play this.
Right on. Well, speaking of Leper Gnomes and Hellfires, Odd Warlock, which contains both of those cards.
Cool. Can you read the description for Odd
Yes.
Burn Warlock?
So, Odd Burn Warlock.
Delay my crash out.
Why? Because I can. In general, it's not as bad as it seems.
Not a great endorsement. Not a good start. I will say this. There's so much wrong with this list that bugs me so much. For one thing, we have zero access to expired merchants because we're odd. I recognize that. Also, you don't want expired merchants because we're going to be copying Baku. I recognize that.
That's so bad.
I don't think Baku has any place in this conversation whatsoever. Especially because we have Symphony of Sins to tutor our highest cost minion, like 40+% of the time. And 50% of the time, it's going to be tutoring freaking Baku. There's so much wrong with this deck. Bad. It's insane to me. I've won a game with it. I beat a Treant Druid because I went first and I started getting minions on board and minions on board and minions on board. And I had enough tempo that they really couldn't take the board back from me and I just won. The construction of this deck is not serious and it's not meant to be serious. And I think it's garbage. And I think if I spend another moment on here, I'm going to break our no swearing rule. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
All right. Well, you mentioned Treant Druid, so we'll just move on.
Yeah, let's move on to the Treant Druid. You're gonna have to scroll up for the description on that because I wanted to make a poop
is this
sandwich.
XL? This is no. This
I want to make
XL.
a compliment sandwich so that like there was like good, bads in the middle, and then good again.
Okay.
No, this is not XL. Okay, God, no, it's not the XL. I went with the XL too, but I'm not proud of it.
So here is the description from the creator of this post. So my Treant Druid list is notable for the addition of Arcane Giant for extra board pressure. Personally, I think Treant Druid is currently simply better than Miracle Rogue, as Miracle Rogue can only muster 5 giants, 3 of which are Rush. Treant Druid, on the other hand, can create both board width and board height on turns 3 to 4. I preferred the starting sequence and looked at Arcanite Revelation, cards that work well as replacements, and it goes into card safe.
It goes pretty deep into it. Yeah, it goes pretty deep into it.
Yeah. We can get into that, but yeah. So the point is, the idea is this is better than the Miracle Rogue.
Yes.
Schmoopiedady.
Okay, so Treant Druid has performed in low sample sizes as possibly looking like one of the best decks in Wild. Treant Druid has looked incredible in stats. When you play Treant Druid, you quickly come to realize you are frequently just putting your gonads on the table. Does your opponent have the hammer or not? And that's how it goes. And that's how it goes. And it's like, and that type of gameplay can be very tilting. Can it make very wide, strong boards? Absolutely. I think it's funny because I think like Mark of the Lotus has looked good, it's looked bad, it's looked okay, it's looked not okay. This list is actually pretty normal aside from the Arcane Giants. The Arcane Giants was a card. It's not like a new or unique introduction into Treant Druid. It's something that Copper Scum and KVLT have tried in previous versions, and they've kind of felt clunky.
How hard is it to pull off?
What? Just like
the giant down like really low.
I got mine down on like turn. I have to think back. I think I got both of my giants down on turn 4 or 5. Like when you high roll, you high roll. It was a lot easier when Funnel Cake was 1 mana. Like I almost
Funnel Cake.
I've almost pushed this deck to the side. Because Funnel Cake is like the number of lines that when I was playing this deck a lot. I played this deck to Legend on EU with a brand new account. It was called Trino. I played this deck to Legend just to sort of make a point, being like, "Hey, with 7x, look, you can hit Legend with it." And that was with Funnel Cake, and you had some crazy miracle turns where you were like printing mana and doing stuff, and I felt like the deck has been so linear and kind of like limited by the absence of Funnel Cake that I didn't take it seriously. But there's been a couple players that have performed really well with it at like high levels. And I think it probably has some good like high ranking matchups, especially if you've got a deck that's just going to sit there and doesn't fight for board early against the Treants. I think it's a good deck.
Right.
I don't think it's the best deck in Wild, like the stats might suggest. I think it's just like solid. Are Arcane Giants going to make or break the list? No. I think that's fine. If you want to play with Arcane Giants, it's fine. A lot of people play with Floop now, which is not in the list. What's neat about Floop is he's not bugged. It's a feature. Floop will now be the last minion that you played to match the text on the new Rogue card that we got. That is supposed to match the last minion that your opponent played. So you can play a Blood Treant and then draw cards, and then play Floop, who is now a Blood Treant. And that's a lot of pressure. Or now play Floop, who is an Owl, because that's a lot of tempo. So Floop actually has gotten a second life and actually looks really, really, really good in this list in particular.
That's neat.
Yeah. I would not play... I would think about playing Lightning Bloom in the list that he... of the cards that he lists. Lightning Bloom is an interesting option. Living Roots is crap. Do not do Living Roots. Solar has gone in and out of the list. I think Solar is probably the bad. It doesn't really combo with anything else, so it's not really worth it. Natural Causes is like probably better. It's like up there with like the Giants. Do you want to do it over the Giants? Sure, maybe. The really shocking thing is how low on the list Lightning Bloom is. Mark of the Lotus is probably okay. We should probably have 2 copies of Mark of the Lotus where the Arcane Giant is. But yeah, this is a serious deck. You can hit this with Legend. You can get the Legend with this. This is actually a real deck. And it puts a lot of pressure on combo decks or decks that just don't fight for board early. So, yeah, like nice job highlighting this list because that's a good deck.
Yeah, Pyramid Head. So Pyramid Head had posted all of these on Reddit. We'll put the link in
and
the
more.
And more.
I picked some highlights. I picked the ones that I thought were the best and the ones that enraged me the most. So if you want to see everything else in between, go check it out. There's some cool stuff.
Yeah, we'll put the link in the show notes, possibly on the YouTube link. And you can check out the rest. This is number 48.
48.
So yeah, go Pyramid Head. So how many lists? There's like 10 of these. So there's at least 480 if you did the math.
Yeah.
Decks.
Yeah. And what's funny
Decks
is like,
Pyramid Head is posted.
I always, whenever I play one of his posts, it all looks like piles to me, right? Like I look at it, I'm like, there's no way this works. There's no way this works. I always find like something I really like in a deck, like 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
I always find a deck list that I really like that he's made.
I mean,
and it's like, oh, this is one of my new favorite off-meta decks. And then there's like a bunch of stuff that I'm just like, nah, this ain't it, Chief. And so what I usually do to pair these decks on my stream when I play them is we gamble. Gamba. We Gamba Twitch points, and we say, okay, who am I going to win? Am I going to lose? You know, the classic. And I don't know how this happened, but we also play reggaeton. So we're playing like, you know, imagine like Pitbull. If you don't know what reggaeton is, imagine like Pitbull music, whilst we're playing Pyramid Head decks. And I find that those two, the Gamba and the reggaeton and the Pyramid Head decks, that's like a perfect combination. So I suggest you do the same somehow when you play these decks.
I think it's about time for
Unrelated Advice with Hydralisk.
Hydra.
Yes, Schmoopiedady. I'm always so nervous.
I used a phrase tonight that is an idiom that tells a little story.
I know.
And I don't know if you actually knew why that phrase exists. Do you know why you're not supposed to look a gift horse in the mouth?
Oh, you did say that. Does that mean if like
Somebody's given you a horse,
someone's given you, well,
and you're not supposed to look in its mouth?
I mean, that dates back to horse used to have like really big teeth. And as they get older, their teeth are bigger, right? Like, is this true? Like, I'm thinking
you can
like
tell a lot about a horse from its dental health. So essentially, looking a gift horse in the mouth is like examining like somebody gives you a gift and then you're analyzing the gift as it's been given to you.
And you're analyzing because you could
incredibly rude.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you're not supposed to, because you could tell by the dental health of the horse.
Right.
So
It's
you're
like,
not supposed to do
I
it.
wonder
So,
how much
like,
this is. It's like you got something that, let me wonder how much this was worth on Amazon, and then like you figure out how much the person who just gave you gifts spent on it. It's messed up. You don't do it.
Which is way worse these days because you can look that up. Like it's so easy to do. But yes, I used to have a horse.
Okay.
So I think that's why I kind of knew that one.
Cool. Teach me an idiom and explain to me.
Oh my gosh.
And explain to me why it makes sense. No. And if you can't teach me an idiom, make one up, because even though you might not have an idiom, I'm an idiot, and so this should work out just fine.
All right.
Bonus points if it involves
explain
wild.
It?
Or not.
Gosh.
Sure, as best you can. It doesn't have to be real.
Oh my gosh. The funny thing is I know some idioms, but I don't know if I know what they actually mean, because I'm also an idiot. I play wild, Schmoopiedady.
Shoot from the hip.
So
yep, we're both. It's blind leading the blind here.
All right. So a lot of times I've always heard, like, I'll say something to someone. There's a certain someone, and they'll answer back, it's all part and parcel. Mm-hmm. And I'll get that answer. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's an idiom, and I'm pretty sure I don't want to know what it means, and I'm pretty sure it's rude. But I feel like it means, like, you know, I don't know the answer, but whenever they say it, it's very rude, Schmoopiedady. When I get that response, it's all part and like it means something, but if it doesn't come to fruition, it means nothing. I think that's what it means. Does that make sense?
Wiser words were never been spoken. And you heard that on.
It didn't come to fruition, and I screwed it up. So it was all part and parcel.
More to be wild.
Makes perfect sense.
I have no idea if that's what that means.